Good morning, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Nicole. Scorpio, this is going to be your weekly. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Spirit said Mercury as well, so we're going to go with that. I want to thank everybody who has hung in there. It has been, it's been a couple of weeks for me. And pardon the noise in the background. The dog is at play. As you can see, different background as well. Had to find a different, more comfortable seating for me moving forward that's a little more postured. Doing better, right? Doing better. And, you know, we'll see how things go. Dog's got her toy. So yeah, not quite sure yet what's still going on. Have a pretty good idea what I did, but if you're sneezing out there in the world, be careful because that's all it did for me to throw my back out. So, yeah, just, you know, take care of yourselves, right? It's been a week or so. It's been over a week. I've missed being here. I've missed doing this. That took a mental toll on me, not gonna lie. I think by the end of it all, mentally, I was more exhausted than physically. So I'm happy to be back. Thank you all for your love and support of the channel, for your comments, your likes, your shares, your subscribes, channel members as well. Thank you all so much. I think I have responded to all of the emails this morning as well. So if you were waiting on a reply from me, know that that should have been sent out unless I missed something, which I don't think I did, but I may have. So be patient. I'm going to go back over those things as well. And personal reads are open and available. So, description box below about section of the page, you'll find the email to reach out for personal reads. Scorpio, I always put my decks back in the upright position. This one is sitting in the upside down position. Scorpio, there is your card. And Solar Calm Clarify. You know, you could feel right now like things are a little out of sorts. You know, use me as a prime example, right? Considering what the last week and a half has been for me. But, you know, they're giving big emphasis around this Mercury retrograde. As I settle, please. Around this Mercury retrograde. We have Mars getting set to go retrograde. We have Mercury that's already in retrograde. Scorpio, what I don't think you understand if you've been going through some challenges, and I'm going to be honest, like the last week and a half that I've been MIA, I've had some conversations with a few people, and that seems to be a theme, like not just with Scorpio alone, but it's also knowing that whatever this is that we're going through right now, you know, we talk about Pluto and Aquarius, we'll be talking about it for the next 20 years, right? We've beaten that horse over and over, but it's because it's so big. Spirit's also saying that if you feel like things are getting really heavy or have been heavy, there's a time constraint that you don't yet understand. There's something here that you're not yet seeing, and I don't think the Spirit is necessarily communicating that with you. This midheaven point that's showing, it's a pivotal moment in time where massive growth and change have to happen. And so, you know, you could really be, they're talking about the structure, so restructuring the way that things are being done, or the way you're moving forward into certain areas of life that you're not yet fully aware of. It's kind of like making changes without even realizing that you're making some sort of change. So be patient through whatever process you're going through this week and moving forward. I would say easily until mid-January, February is how that feels to me, okay? So let's see, for this week, Spirit, what does Scorpio have going on? What do they need to know? Opposition. There you go, Mars, right? Some Mars energy in that. 8, Spirit. What goes around comes around. Invitation. You know, there's something that I've said to many people over the years that was taught to me many, many moons ago. Just because somebody invites you to a fight, to an argument, they may say something that comes out very sideways to you. People may not be on board with your viewpoints, your opinions, what it is that you're doing for yourself, the way you're doing things in general. Do know that just because they have some angst with you or they're feeling some kind of way. And Scorpio, maybe this is even you. One, do you want to send out an invitation for confrontation? And two, if you're not the one sending that out and someone's giving that to you, do you really want to accept that invitation? Is it worth the battle? It's pick your battles right now. With Mercury and Mars and Scorpio, Mars is what, you know, you're one of your rulers, your traditional ruler as well. So you're encompassing that. And I will tell you too, if you have Aries placements in your top 3, 4, even maybe your Mercury, pay attention to this, because it's like, is the opposition, I feel like for some of you, and the majority of you, it's probably external opposition. For others of you, this could be an internal opposition, and for some of you both, that says, okay, I'm at war with myself over this. What do I need to do? Also, you have other people outside of you they're coming at you going, I expect this of you. Why can't you do it that way? Scorpio does things on Scorpio's terms. And if anybody who has truly spent any time with a Scorpio knows that it's on Scorpio's terms. And I don't think that it necessarily boils down to always the ego. It can be, right? We know this. But it's also about you knowing when you need to make a movement, you knowing when you need to do what you need to do, and getting there at the right time frame. Some of you may be feeling some resistance to doing some things right now. Or maybe feeling, even like myself in the past week and a half, like wanting to do the, you know, certain things and just not being able to do them, not being in the right space, and whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, but paying attention to that and knowing that there's a divine purpose to this. There's a divine reason as to why you're not quite ready for something. So, you know, it's like Spirit also saying, looking over the fine details. You know, we're in Mercury retrograde. Do you need to necessarily not sign contracts, not do things, not have communication? No, it doesn't mean because Mercury goes into retrograde that we stop living. It just simply means we need to review these things before we do them and make sure that we're certain of the direction in which we are heading. Okay, Spirit is asking me to get one more card. Leave that one there. Sagittarius season. There, let's look at this, Scorpio. We came out of Scorpio season. They told me to hang on to that invitation card. Scorpio, you could be dealing with a Virgo, and you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, and you could be dealing with some partnership issues as well. And as I say that, there is the relationship card, which I usually go 5 back, 7th house of relationships. Scorpio, maybe you're at odds. Some of you could be dealing with a Virgo and a Sag. Maybe both, maybe one or the other, maybe double of those. I don't know. It doesn't have to be though, right? But I do feel like you could have multiple people around you right now vying for your attention as well. Again, external circumstances here, Scorpio. And what I think is funny is it's like I get this feeling, Scorps, of like that Scorpion's claws being pulled in 2 separate directions. And Scorpio, I feel like this week you're going to have to, as I've said before, put a cap on that stinger, right? Tuck it away, because I feel like you may, as you're trying to do what you need to do, because you got a lot of energy around you more so than your energy here, I feel like you're kind of caught in the middle. So you could see it as, you know, a child being caught between 2 parents kind of thing, or dealing with, you know, maybe multiple jobs or multiple situations, and everybody wanting a piece of you. And you're gonna have to go, look, you know, like, this is what I have to give, this is what I can offer right now. I don't have endless resources within me, right? Or if I'm going to use these endless resources that I could have, where is it the best well spent time or energy or effort being put into something? Scorpio, it's kind of like Spirit saying being caught between a rock and a hard place when it comes to certain elements. The letter M could be of significance. I'm not quite sure. Spirit, I don't really necessarily want to say that you all are running off and getting married, getting married, or some of this could pertain to some kind of marriage or commitment as well. Spirit saying sick of the 3-ring circus aspect of your life. So Scorpio, you know, your expansive energy could be irritating the people around you, where it's like maybe they're used to living in chaos and, you know, frustrations and, you know, low vibing energy, and you're just like, I'm not going to be a part of that. I can't be a part of that. But also feeling like I'm hearing let me down easy. 4th house and home here, Scorpio. Your focus could be very much on your home, your security, your finances, your stability, anything that pertains. It's about the things that you love. And Scorpio, I think right now, this comes in, it's almost like you have people bucking horns around you. They could be bucking horns with you, and you're like, I don't give a shit about any of it but my 4 walls and what's important to me. And it's like, you can have love for a lot of things, and your achievements here are you're working towards your achievements or what it is you want to achieve in this existence. So it just feels like there could be a lot coming at you this week that is, it's kind of like, was that Sylvester Stallone, Make My Day? I don't know why I keep seeing Estelle Getty from that one movie with him. Stop or my mom will shoot, something like that. Like, I don't know why. I'm seeing her, the little old lady, bless her heart, with this whole, like, if you've not seen that, just go look up the clip so you know what I'm talking about. But she's she's like, maybe not even 5 foot tall, and she's just funny. Like, she's little and she's not taking any shit. Like, don't take any shit this week, Scorpio, and I don't think you are, but it's kind of like in that movie, like, do we need to go around shooting people? No, right? And I better watch how I say things, but it's a movie. I'm referring to this movie. So if people in YouTube land are paying attention, it's nothing negative here. But before you unload that stinger, Scorpio, this week, it's kind of like you're likely giving some kind of warning. You're sounding the alarm of, settle down, back off, leave me alone before I do something that you may not be real happy with the end result. So just knock it off while, it's good. Scorpio, I feel like, too, your Spirit's saying your valuable resources. So, again, time, energy, home, effort, the meals you cook, the comfort that your home brings, the comfort that you bring to other people, it's like everybody's fighting for a piece of you this week. And it's like, again, this frozen up, this, the hangman, he's just kind of hanging out in the balance going, what do I want to do? What do I need to do? Versus what everybody else wants me to do. So again, it's like, I just feel like there's you and there's so much going on around you. And it's like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? So what is this opposition about, Spirit? The Star. Scorpio, other people right now, and the 9 of Cups, this really has to do with other people, Scorpio. Look at this. You can't make it up. 5 of Wands. The Star, the 9 of Cups, the 5 of Wands. This is like, what do I see Scorpio as? Scorpio, you could be really very much in that hermit mode. Also Virgo energy there, though, and Aquarius here. In Libra, Taurus as well. Mars, Mercury. Okay, so Aries. This is really people looking at you and going, what can Scorpio supply me with? What are the benefits of having Scorpio in my life? And I don't think, 13:31 on the clock there, I don't think that you're really wanting to entertain this. It's like everybody could see you and you just see the path forward for yourself right now. And people are fighting over you without even knowing they're fighting. I just seen the 2 of Cups tried to come out, the Lovers. Scorpio, you could really, really be dealing. And then my card's always going upright. Mother of Pentacles just on the bottom in the reverse. The Lovers coming out sideways. Scorpio, some of you could really be at this precipice of making a very, Spirit saying simple, yet what some could say would be a difficult decision around partnerships and relationships. So this doesn't even have to be lovers, right? This could be romantic, obviously, platonic, family, friends. Scorpio, people are probably coming to you thinking that they are excited, thinking that they are nervous. And it's funny because like they're showing up in all these various ways. Some excited, not too many. But Scorpio, the one thing that they're saying is these people that are showing up excited, pay attention to the calibration of their vibration per spirit. Are they trying to talk themselves into something? Are they trying to get you to validate something to them that is not necessarily a truth? They want it to be a truth, their truth, but is it actually a truth? I don't see you saying a whole lot this week. It's almost like looking at this and going, okay, this is what this person is expecting of me, but I am going to stand in my own truth and just let them say what they need to say, do what they need to do, that they feel. But the problem here, Scorpio, is they're showing up insecure, seeking that validation from you, trying to find some sense of stability, because with the Mother of Pentacles in the reverse, there is no stability. It's a loss of stability. It's a lack of stability and needing to make different choices for themselves, Scorpio. And I feel like if you are feeling that way right now, if your resources have been affected, if your stability has been affected, if your money has been affected, you know, all of these things, your energy, your time, your existence, is it yours or is it someone else's? Are you picking up on a lot of other people's shit right now that's affecting your overall happiness as well this week? This spirit saying this could bleed over into the next 2 weeks. So this week, next week. But you're really going to have to decide, you know, it's like that, you know, as they say, the airplane, right? If the airplane's going down, you have to put the mask on to save yourself first. So you have to take care of you and yourself this week, first and foremost, and then go from there. You know, if you've got extra resources, great. Scorpio, I will say at home, if you have children or someone living with you, I've said this before recently for you in the past couple of months, setting the example. And I do think that somebody is observing you. I don't know if somebody has come back home to visit or has come home to live or whatever this dynamic might be related to home, that this person is in your physicality and they're observing what you're doing here with a situation, and they are really analyzing how it is that you get through certain situations, certain parts of your day. This feels very interpersonal, very connected. So this could be a spouse, this could be a child, this could be a parent, right? Somebody could also feel like you are emotionally detached. You could feel emotionally detached. I also think that in other ways, you're taking something or someone in and you are giving them love, all the while nurturing yourself. So a lot of caring, loving energy, but yet it's very selective as to where you're giving that. And I think that is necessary, because whatever is coming in for you, Scorpio, it's a reestablishment of a home base that is required for your long-term longevity to build the empire, the home that is desired. Spirit, it's all spirit there, that is desired. So, and there comes that Hermit again. Scorpio, you could be dealing with some interpersonal childhood wounds as well too. This could be playing out, maybe you watching your own children. This could be watching other people that are just younger than you having, you know, being the wiser one of the situation in a given aspect of life somewhere in this, where you're like, you know, leading by the example, maybe not necessarily showing other people intentionally, but you're just showing up. And there are people who are paying attention to you. There are people around you who just see you and are kind of fighting for your attention at this time. You've got a King of Swords in the reverse, so someone who is more action-oriented rather than thought-based. They don't really give a shit about much of anything. Your opinions do not matter, Spirit says. Somebody could be really placing some kind of judgment on the way that you live. Scorpio. This is... you have no fucks to give, really, with this 8 of Cups. 8 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords. It's a rebuild of something here, Scorpio, this week. Whether this is Spirit saying stability, security, and finances as well. And, you know, if you're Black Friday shopper, I'm sure everybody's finances took a hit last week, so there's that. But this is somebody, Scorpio, who is going through something in their own life that you are somehow connected to. I think there is a history with this person. I don't think they're necessarily front and center in your life today as we speak. You may have to have some sort of communication with them. They're realizing, Scorpio, that they are, Spirit saying, they are fighting a losing battle when it comes to you. They thought if they could rekindle something, this could be an old toxic pattern of behavior. The moon here, it's a unseen, they're not willing to acknowledge it with that King of Swords in the reverse, right? They sneaky, sly, lying, manipulative, cold, abrasive, nasty, probably talks in some sort of negative way. You just don't have the room and the space for that kind of energy. And again, it's kind of like you're cloaking yourself. And Scorpio, as we know, said it a million times, I'm not a fan of the Page of Wands. I'm not a fan of the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands sticks out behind that Hangman. Scorpio, you're kind of in this devilish sort of energy this week. I will say not in a bad way. It's kind of funny because I don't see that Knight of Wands of all the cards taking any action towards something. But the way I feel about that is you're looking at these people or situations that have created you greater burden than it was ever worth. And they're likely looking for a reaction from you. It's kind of bringing out a little bit of your nasty side, whether or not you're acting on it. But that devilish part of you, you know, Scorpio, you could think something, and Scorpio's thoughts can get very dark and very freaking deep, right? There could be some real diabolical shit that pops up into the mind of a Scorpio. But it's like, I don't even want to call it, I don't feel like these people are necessarily triggering you as much as you just don't have a tolerance anymore for certain behaviors in certain situations and certain people. Talk about a Scorpio cutting a person off. Like, Scorpio, here it is. But it's funny because, again, that stinger is kind of locked and loaded and ready to snap. But at the same time, you're not doing, I don't see you taking action. Like, this Knight of Wands is kind of tuned in. Like, nobody realizes, because he doesn't have ears, right? Like, nobody realizes how much he's paying attention, how much he's taking in what's going on. Somebody's waiting on you to make a move, and at the same time, I'm also seeing this is you going, like, you think about the snake, it coils itself around its prey so it can eat it and devour it. And Scorpio, I kind of feel like whoever you're dealing with is creating additional burdens. I said devilish energy, here it is. And then the world. Anybody who is creating these additional burdens for you, it's kind of like recoil. Like, you know, if you are pulling back on something, watch how I say this, it's spring-loaded, right? Like, it's like pulling back a slingshot, right? Pull it back so far until eventually it snaps. Somebody here has got you kind of pulling back. I'm also hearing those little car things or whatever where you pull them back and they like click, 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 and then you let it go and it just takes off and spins and spins and spins. Scorpio, try your best to maintain composure this week. You don't want to jump the gun and say something stupid or do something irresponsible that is going to cause you problems down the line. But I feel like you're almost at that breaking point of something here where God help the person on the other side of this. Spirit's saying well justified, albeit well justified, but remember the things that they do are their karma. The way you respond is yours. Is it worth it? Probably not. But I do see you really taking, you talked about having patience, Scorpio. I really do see you having a lot of patience with the situation. Mother of Wands, protective energy, Ace of Cups. Scorpio, I do think this week for quite a few of you in your own way, you are taking that behavior and transmuting that. You know, Scorpio doing what Scorpio does, where there's frustrations. What can I love? What can I nurture? What genuinely needs me? What is it that I need for myself? And that's really where you're making the investment in Scorpio. It's going to carry you far. I think that there is a diplomatic way that you could say things, given a particular situation that may need to be said. Spirit saying, you know, it's like dropping hints, right? Like, it's like talking to your kids. Do you think you should do that? It's a very subtle way of going, I wouldn't do that, right? Or you're going to find yourself in trouble. Scorps, it's kind of like that. Like, you're dropping some subtle hints. I think you're not necessarily being super direct when it comes to this King of Swords in the reverse, because it's like you are trying to avoid some sort of confrontation with others. But Scorpio, it's almost like you're setting someone else up for failure. They think, Spirit, there we go. They think they've got you figured out. And you are becoming very unpredictable. I think in the past where you typically would have reacted to something, you're not jumping the gun, right? You're not jumping on top of it and pouncing immediately. You have found some renewed sense of patience that you may not have ever had in this lifetime until now. And I think the last year and a half, the way they're bringing this in, is been an indicative time frame where you've probably looked at yourself and gone, I've got more patience now than I may have ever had, right? Whether it's getting older and wiser or just choosing what you care about and not investing in those things. But this week you're really going to have to not call attention to your weaknesses, Spirit is randomly saying. And then also not taking every invitation. Take the initiation to your own life. Do not take the invitation from others. But this has a bit of explosive energy here, Scorpio. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. This invitation, the Hangman again. The Hangman again. It's funny because I keep getting a mix of that Hangman and the my brain just went blank. The Hermit, the Hangman and the Hermit, kind of, those two kind of colliding within you right now. Do nothing, pause, wait, reflect, and then the introspection also of the Hermit. A lot of that energy, so Pisces, Virgo energy, and January we move into Pisces and Virgo energy, the North and the South nodes. There's something here, Scorpio, where it's almost like something is coming up from the past, because there's some kind of guilt or regrets that you may have right now that make you wish you would have done something differently before. I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, feeling like you were taken advantage of in situations. Like there could be a big emphasis around who you love, why you love them the way you do, and how that has put you in a situation in the past or situations that have allowed opportunistic people to take advantage of you. So you could be really re-examining the way that you do things moving forward, because you don't want to be a part of that space anymore either. Knight of Pentacles, slow moving through this. And again, there's the internal conflict. I said conflict with others, conflict with yourself. Scorpio, Rome wasn't built in a day. Maybe you feel like you should be more elevated from where you are right now. Maybe, you know, it's kind of like, boy, this has really happened slow. And maybe this time around, as you're sorting through some stuff, you're slowly sifting through it rather than transmuting it overnight. This may make you feel out of your element, like, why can't I just get past this hurdle to get on and get over, you know, get over things. Give yourself the time and space and grace, Scorpio, that you would give others. But this energy this week is, and this could be irritating you, right? Too, that you've got your own internal process happening and then you're dealing with others' bullshit. And it's like, I don't have time for your bullshit. I got my own bullshit, right? So, but change is coming. It's coming. This energy is short-lived, and I think we're already a week into Mercury retrograde. So won't be long. We'll have the post-shadow phase. I think it leaves this on the 15th, so that's about 2 weeks out. Just be patient with yourself. Find some hobby, chew on a brick, something. Do anything but snap off, right? Because remember, that becomes your karma. So I think that's the best advice. But I'm still going to throw something. Or maybe somebody you throw. Yeah, boundaries. Avoiding conversations, not dealing, still upset. Healing heart, Scorpio, you're healing something very much from the past. That camera there, that is the past. It's reminiscing. It's like you're working on healing you right now. It's like you are diving into being present in the moment and addressing what's going on within. And other people are outside of you, living in this 3D spirit, calling it a fantasy world. And they're like, what about this? What about that? And it's like, it's almost like you're disconnecting from the 3D, moving into this expansive energy of the 5D, 6D. You're switching gears here. So the things that were necessarily important to you before aren't necessarily important now, or they still are, but not for the same reasons, Scorpio. There's some deeper inner healing that's taking place that's making you see what you need to know. And it's going to help you heal through this. It's just not as quickly as you would like it to be. And if that's just not the human form in itself, going, let's get this over with. Scorpio, in the process of this, you could be breaking some hearts of other people. People who wanted to stay connected to you. As I say that, there's the addiction card on the bottom. They were hanging on to you for the wrong reasons. And if you are, I'm going to say this, finish this thought there first so much. If you need me, no. Unless you're my child, unless you cannot care for yourself, you don't need me. You need to get comfortable with yourself, right? So if you're dealing with connections like this, of people who need you, Scorpio, you just want to be there, right? It's like, I want people to be in my life because they want to, not because they have to, because they feel like they're going to gain something from me in this. If you are dealing with a child, here it is. There could be a toxic pattern already in their life. Maybe from another person, another parent, another whatever. You are showing them how to sidestep about 10 years worth of work. Very interesting. Like, there's something that you're doing. You're giving some kind of gift or wisdom or knowledge to this younger person we've seen before, that's going to help them kind of speed up what would be a 10-year process for them. So it's like you are being the example, and you're teaching. Scorpio, I love this. Whoever you're dealing with in this regard, you're teaching them not to run from their fears. That's beautiful. That's fantastic. You're teaching them to follow their passions and not to follow karmic situations instead. It's like, somebody comes to you and says, this person really wants me to be in their life and run off and get married and whatnot, and you're like, don't do that. Like, what about you first? You're giving them a pause, cause for a pause kind of thing, or a pause for a cause, to stop and think about what they're doing before they do it, so they get a different perspective of something about what passion really is. Is it the passion that burns within you, or are you living for someone else's passion? And Scorpio, I do think you're becoming a great teacher at this time for others. I talked about that marriage thing, right? Here it is. And I just said, like, don't do it, right? Whoever you're dealing with, don't do it. Don't, like, run off into the sunset, because it's not enough. You see something. Your intuitive skills right now, Scorps, could really be through the roof. And you're, like, just, dating. And dating, you take the times and it leads to commitment. You're really showing other people how to take that time, how to have that patience. Patience is key. War is not. Or it's going to lead to war. It'll lead to an explosion down the line. So you're setting an example for somebody here. It's very, very important. Whether or not they listen, that's up to them. But Scorps, there you go. Have a fantastic week. I've missed you all so much. I'm so glad to be back. We'll see how the week goes, because I have some follow-up appointments and stuff for this, and see what the final verdict is on the situation. Hopefully I'm on the mend. Definitely feeling better than I was. I could hardly even walk for a few days. So I'm happy to be back. I've missed you. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Happy holiday season. Scorpios, I hope you all had a fantastic birthday. We've just left your season not long ago. And I'm sending you all so much love. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Personal reads are open and available. Info in the description box below. About section of the page, and channel memberships are open. Sending you all so much love again. Take care. I'm so happy to be back. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.